You're ugly, but only in the sunlight. Remind me, there's nothing good in this life. This pain will hide what I've become. This place will make you numb. Nameless, stainless faces all the same. Look into their eyes, look into their hatred, pain, burn into your brain. Let it in your heart, let them see your shame. You're ugly, but only in the meantime. Remind me, nothing ever feels right. This pain will hide what I've become. This place will make you numb. Nameless, stainless faces all the same. Look into their eyes, give into their hatred, pain, and burn into your brain. Let it in your heart, let them see your shame. Let them see your shame. Bearing down around me, bringing in another show. Tell me one more time, ugly. Nameless, stainless faces all the same. Look into their eyes, give into their hatred, pain, and burn into your brain. Let it in your heart, let them see your shame. You're ugly.
Welcome back, my pack, my tribe, to Howling After Dark. Okay, so before the break there, I was talking about the investigation we did at the USS Sachem and how I busted my head and all that. And the point I was making is to my fellow paranormal investigators out there is go back over and over and over your evidence. You'll be really surprised sometimes at what you find. It happens to me all the time. Like not too long ago, I was actually looking at the Alexander Commons footage and noticed an orb, not a dust particle, not an insect, because I know what those look like. An actual orb that I didn't notice before. And right near the beginning of the investigation too, which was pretty crazy actually. I gotta say, I miss being able to just investigate whenever I want. That's the only sucky part about being quote unquote gamefully employed is not being able to do what you want when you want. And I wasn't working really like a regular gig or anything when I first formed this team, so I do miss it for sure. But I try and get something going whenever I can. So I really cherish when I can investigate. The it's actually a pretty awesome feeling, really, when you're actually getting evidence regularly. And still, after all these years, I get to say I've never walked away from an investigation without something to show for it. Every single investigation, we've gotten some kind of evidence. So, and I know why. And I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad or toot my own horn or whatever, but I know it has to do with our approach because we don't provoke really ever. The only time I ever provoke is when I know I'm dealing with something evil. But that's because when you're dealing with those kind of things, you can show no fear because they'll feed on it. But there's a lot of obstacles to being in this field. There really is. I mean, you've got closed-minded people, you know, constantly telling you, you're crazy. You know, you don't experience those things because ghosts aren't real. Yes, they fucking are. Yes, they are. And I know that. See, that's the thing. That you can never explain to another person. It doesn't matter what they think because you know it. You know what I mean? Like, you know it. And you cannot be convinced otherwise. So it's kind of like when they say things like that, it's kind of like they're trying to tear you down. At least that's how I take it. But you know what? It, haters try to hate, and they can say whatever they want.
Ace Place Cafe. She was always hanging out at his diner with the other
Hold on one
fruitcakes.
second.
Sure. So you want to take a look at your shotgun there and run some tests, just to make sure.
What the heck? That was weird. Hold on. Sorry about that. Had a video paused and it just started playing for some reason. Maybe somebody was trying to tell me something. Anyways, yeah, it's like they're trying to tear you down, and you have to deal with those feelings because I know a lot of the time I try not to, but a lot of the time I do take it personally when people say shit like that to me because I know what I know. I see what I see, and that's reality for me. You know, and I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not. Okay, well, yeah, I'm crazy. I'm just not crazy in that way. I'm not. You know, it's just a much bigger world than what people want to give credit to. I mean, it is really the whole the earth is flat thing with these people. Like, because people are close minded about that too until somebody proved them wrong. And that's the thing with the paranormal field. I want to be the someone that proves them wrong. But they're closed minded. So you can't prove them wrong until their reality changes. And it takes something earth shattering to accomplish that. But I take it as a responsibility, really. I mean, and I think every paranormal investigator should take it as a responsibility. And I think every paranormal investigator also should look for ways to break out of the mold. You know, I know a lot of great teams here in Ohio that, like I've stated before on my show, just want to hunt the same old places that everybody else does. You know, like Mansfield Reformatory. Great, yeah, it's world famous. It's been featured on a few TV shows. So what? And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking away from it. I'm not saying that it's not haunted because it is. I've been there. I know it is. It's just that there are places out there that are way more active, way more haunted, and that are outright ignored because they weren't on TV. There's places that are haunted that are just sitting there waiting for someone to come investigate it, like the USS Satcham, like Rogues Hollow, like Helltown. Just waiting for someone to give a shit. Well, I do. But I'm only one. You know what I mean? Like, one man, one team can only do so much. And that's, I guess, when you get to the heart of it, why I started this show to begin with, because I wanted to get people to think about it. You know, and I think paranormal teams everywhere should look for these hidden gems, because it's what they are. And like I said, since I formed this team, I've never walked away from an investigation without something to show for it. Even before that, actually. In fact, I can't think of a single occurrence of any team I've ever been involved with doing an investigation with me where I did not have some kind of evidence. And that's been 30 years. 30 years. Three decades of paranormal work. Not one misfire, not one blank. That says to me that I'm doing something right. I don't know, just food for thought. The other thing that's been happening with me lately is I've been getting like these weird feelings, I guess you could say. And I don't mean emotionally, I mean like physically, mentally. Like, to give you an example, and I don't know exactly how to label this, I guess, but I just had this weird feeling yesterday at work. Um, and I worked a double shift yesterday. So I was, for the most part, at work all day. Except there's like this 2 hour break in between shifts. And so I came home, relaxed for a little bit and everything before I went back to work. And even on the car ride back, I just had this weird feeling like something was going to happen. Like, you ever have like that sense of impending doom? Like something is just about to go down. Shit is about to hit the fan. That kind of feeling. That just, it was with me, and it was persistent. So I get to work and I feed the animals. I get everything set up, and then I start walking dogs. And I'm not kidding you, I take the very first dog out, and we go out the back door, because we always go out the back door when we're walking dogs. And so we go out the back door, and I'm walking through the parking lot going to the yard with this dog. And all of a sudden, behind me, I hear this crack, 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 like gunshots almost. And then I turn and I look, and across the street, there's this like other grassy area and like a fence, and there's houses on the other side. And then off to the side, there's this Mexican restaurant, and there's this huge tree just falls over for no reason, apparently. I mean, obviously, there's a reason, like termites or whatever, but like nothing hit the tree. There wasn't like it got struck by lightning or anything. It just fell over. And the second it fell over, I'm like, that's what was gonna happen. And I instantly was like awestruck, but I was also a little bit relieved because at least I knew what it was. I don't know why fate or great spirit or God or the universe or whatever deemed that I should have a feeling about it like that about a tree, but whatever. Maybe it was just, a way to let me know that maybe I have a new ability that I wasn't aware of. I don't know. It's just a guess at this point, and it hasn't really happened since, but there you have it. But then again, it's only been since yesterday. Um, so that was just kind of a weird and interesting thing, like how that all happened. I mean, I've had senses about things happening before, but it usually comes to me in like visions or premonitions or what have you. This is just like this feeling that something was going to go down, and then it did. But thing is too is like I think everybody has some sort of ability like that. I think that the only reason that more people aren't uh, showing it or aware of it is because most people are taught from an early age that such things are impossible and magic isn't real and you know don't believe in your imaginary friend because it's not real. And all that stuff like in childhood is pounded into our heads. And so when somebody like me comes along that you know absolutely believes and not just believes but knows that this stuff is real, of course their reaction is going to be no, it's not. No matter what I say or do or can prove to them, it's not going to change their mind. They're, and there's some that are polite about it, and they're like, okay, kind of, you know, uh, politely listening and smiling, but like in their head, they're like, this dude's a quack, and that's okay. I'm used to that, but don't tell me I'm wrong because you haven't felt the things I've felt. You haven't seen the things I've seen. You don't know. Just accept that my perception is different than yours and you move along with your day. So I guess that would be my question about closed-minded people. Why do closed-minded people have to be assholes about it? Why can't they just be polite and smile and nod their head? And, they can think whatever they want to think. Their private thoughts are their own, but why do they have to voice them and be assholes about it? Why do and once again qualifying difference between skeptic and a closed-minded person? Because skeptics are believers, they just want proof. Um, but why do closed-minded people want to tear you down? Why is that their thing? To tear you down. Oh well, I this ghost came to me and blah blah blah. Ghosts aren't real. Yes, they fucking are. How do you know? And realize if any closed-minded people are listening, I don't. It's not like I hate you or something. I don't understand. Really, I don't. I don't get you because why do you do that? Why do you got to shit on somebody else's beliefs? I mean, if you don't want to believe, you don't want to believe, and that's your business. Why do you got to say, oh no, they're not real, you're crazy, blah blah blah. Fuck you. You know what? Fuck you. Because here's the thing: if you're like that, first off, let's get it straight. You're a dumbass. You are not because you believe differently, because people are allowed to believe differently. That's not what I have a problem with. What I have a problem with is why aren't you just simply smiling politely, shaking your head, and going the fuck on with your day? Why do you got to tear everybody else down? Or at the very most, you should be like, look, I don't believe what you believe. Can we discuss something else? Why do you got to be a shitheel about it and tear somebody down over it? It makes no fucking sense to me. Why people got to be like that? I have friends that are Christian. I'm not Christian. I'm never gonna be because it makes no sense to me personally. But I'm not going to tear them down over what they believe. I'll discuss it and be like, look, this is what I think, blah, 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 and give them my opinion, but I'm not going to tear them down over it. I mean, you don't see people standing out in front of churches going, Jesus isn't real. So why the fuck are you coming to me telling me that, oh, well, ghosts aren't real, or UFOs aren't real, or whatever? Why don't you either just smile politely, nod your head, or just ignore me? Because the fact of the matter is what I believe, if you're a non-believer, does not affect you. Now, like I said before, I disagree with closed-minded people that absolutely refuse to believe any evidence that you show them. 100%. I don't hate them, but I disagree with them. And I kind of pity them. Because they don't understand how huge and beautiful this life really is. Because if you can't appreciate the next life, the next existence, whatever you want to call it, how can you truly appreciate this one? So yeah, I kind of pity them a little bit. But I'm not going to tear them down for believing what they believe. I will, however, tear them down for trying to tear me down. Because nobody has the right to do that to anybody. And yeah, I know there is such a thing as freedom of speech before some smartass brings that up. But let me tell you something. I fought and bled for those fucking freedoms. I served my country. And yes, you do have the freedom to think what you want to think and the freedom to believe what you want to believe. You even have the freedom to say whatever you're going to say. But that does not excuse you for being an asshole about it. That's all I'm saying. That's my message to the closed-minded people out there. Believe whatever you're going to believe, or don't believe whatever you're not going to believe. Just don't be an asshole about it. Because there's no need for that. Anyways, that's about all the time I got for this week, folks. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, my pack, my tribe. Peace out.